Chapter 15. 7 months have gone. But the world war still goes on. The former peaceful, beautiful plain has become battered and is bleeding in ugly ruins. The face of earth is filthy with decaying and smelling corpses. The entire plain is littered with human bones and skulls. Grasses are growing again and the river runs, stinking. The warring nations are, each fighting hard to win. Both have no time for Erisha they regard as a poor, weak nation. The air nation to them is not a problem of any serious consideration. Therefore, the present enemy is the obstacle to their global ambitions. But the events of life sometimes come with unforeseen changes. Although Erisha signed peace pacts with the other nations, air people are also preparing very well for any future war. The world war is still spreading. Men are being led into the war fronts. They are killing as well as being killed. Soldiers are dying mostly as war victims. Some die due to sicknesses and for other incidents of war situation. Those who can't stand the tough, long suffering and the pressure of war risks commit suicide. But the trend of war is changing. It is beginning to favor the Amalans. The rainy season is ending and dry season is starting. That brings increasing difficulties to the water soldiers. Watermen need wet climate for active performance and survival. The growing heat brought by regular hot-burning sun is generally weakening them in body and spirit. Amalans are not finding things easy too. The war has been such a difficult experience. But the defense of their beloved homeland, so natural and strong in all human beings, has become a civic duty to be done. They have been doing this for long, and they must do it to the last. The battle is very fierce. Both sides have put in the bulks of their forces. Mutual exchanges of gains and losses go so fast. General loss of men and materials is getting higher. Murderous, bloody scenes are everywhere. There is a huge balance of terror between the nations at war. Zequinians had seemed to prevail. They were deemed invincible by the media. Watermen had fought strongly against the Amalans. They were able to push land warriors backwards to southeast of Jata. At a very critical point, Amaland army was almost split apart. But their desperate patriotism held the unbreakable spirit with which the myth of faith always redeems with time. Whilst battles still rage in various sectors, the antagonist leaders at times visit the soldiers. The kings are there to see the conditions of their fighting men. The physical presence of the kings and their encouraging words form sources of strong inspiration to the warriors. Soldiers are encouraged the more to fight on. They are ready to die for their nations. During such visits to the soldiers, the kings show sympathy on the wounded ones. They would touch heads, pat backs, and tap shoulders. They always wish injured men quick recovery and return to battlefields. Both kings use the chance to accuse and abuse their foe. They blame the enemy for all troubles and every fault. Each promises the enemy the worst of punishments. Today, Domagan is visiting Diso. He has come to see the recovery camps of a division. The king, with some commanders, is still going around. He is inspecting wounded soldiers being treated by the snake doctors. But there are soldiers tired of the war among the common ranks. Here, a young argumentative pig with a broken foot questions, "This war is lasting too long. Tell us how much longer it still has to last. The time we were told has long passed. Enemies are no less but plenty. They fight very well like us. When shall the war stop? When shall it be peace?" The pig has not finished speaking. King Domagan interrupts him, asking, "Tell me, what is your name, young man?" And the pig replies, "I am Udoma, my king." "Do you want to go home?" the king asked. "Yes," Udoma excitedly and humbly answered. "Give me your spear and go," Domagan told Udoma. The pig, smiling and leaping, takes his spear to the king and turns to go. Domagan, with force, strikes Udoma behind and down, driving in the sharp spear and pins him hard to the ground. The pig, screaming, struggles and bleeds to death. "Cowardice is an enemy not to spare," the king furiously shouted. No one talks, not even the usual "Hail the King." That always follows whenever a king has spoken. King Domigan is firm and strongly frowning. He moves his eyes sadly from right to left, creating uneasy calm as he walks out leaving, all in midst of pity, experience of a common soldier. So far remains a disappointing story. What he was told is not what he has seen. Hardship is permanent, danger a routine, and colleagues have died. The great promises of plenty rewards are not forthcoming. There is no rest at all, both in the rain or sun. Men have seen that war is no easy affair. Total casualty is too much and cannot be easily determined. Well over 7 million soldiers of both sides have died. About 8 million have been wounded. Another 1 million are deformed. Casualty increases every day at a rate so unpredictable, and it is not yet ending. Breaking news and rumors often come to stir public morale high in the continent. Stories among Amaland women and children always favor land army and disfavor water army. State propaganda institutions and clubs are run by the cockerels. They organize minor festivals, theaters, art shows, and music concerts, and they make people believe many false stories about the war. Daily life in the countryside starts with town crier cock morn crows. The cockerels give early morning daily news. Each first greets the people and praises the nation. He would make long prayers for the Amaland army. He then reports about newly risen heroes among the soldiers, and he ends it with a Domigan praise song. Today people gather in Orgapes, short distance away from Mount Apala, a cultural city. Zaquinians had started to attack before the Amaland army quickly arrived. There was a hot, dramatic battle for days, and it was saved from destruction. There is a celebration today. Orgapes people have set up a tower of commemoration. It is a golden image of Domigan with a diamond-adorned crown. It bears a bold inscription, "Let sons thank Domigan forever." The statue is their historic symbol of appreciation. They hope will be seen by future generations. King Domigan has already spoken and gone. Whiles, old people and children remain. They are waiting to hear more news before they go home in different directions. Benson, a cock, is reporting about the battle areas. He names big cities and small towns already liberated by the land army, but Benson is always giving both right and wrong information. It is true that Barum, Tonopah, and Ra are free of the enemies. It is also true that battles of Zazi and Diso are faring. The enemies shall all be out tomorrow. Lugapai City and villages of So and Drova are free. The land army is surrounding all the enemies like a fence. Zaquinians are being steadily pushed back into Ardamura, over Tilatot rocks and down the cliff of Patoja Varaga. Megalord has been captured alive by our patriots, Benson tells the public, but these are false. Children are asking of their fathers, who are soldiers fighting in the war fronts. They want to know their ranks if they are still alive. But the propagandists hardly admit the death of Amaland patriots. They always report few deaths, who are men from far places. If girls in love ask of their respective boyfriends, the speakers say they are all doing fine. Whose elder brothers are not alive, the propagandists say they are still living. A man whose 7 children have all been killed, and a lonely widow whose only child is long dead. Cockerels told that they are doing great at war, and each is very healthy. Old parents whose only child had died during the first battle day. The cockerel campaigners say he is still bravely fighting. Gloria has been listening, but she has not heard of her lover. She is worried about Gregory, the man of her life. It has gotten too long that she has not seen nor read from him. Forced by passion, the she pushes her way amidst the noisy questions. She comes forward and gently asks about him from Benson. The propagandist blazes up and starts to say, "Gregory is great, bravely fighting at Lugapai. He moves as lightning and he strikes like thunder. His wonderful sword sharply waves and shines as red as fire, while he powerfully cuts a broad way through the foes, who seeing his burning eyes against their lives fly, and patriots with him chase them right and left." But Benson has not told her the truth. Gregory is in an inescapable trouble. He is a war captive in far part of enemy territory. Gloria and Gregory were well known in Dumbay of Orgapes. Both seemed the true man and true woman, perfect for each other. They were very fond of one another and were often together. But the war came and forced separation between the two. Gregory was not only a growing star. Gloria first knew him as a friendly, ordinary person who was often among other boys playing roles in the local culture. She used to see him with friends and mates organizing mini-events. He was normal, though not hidden, till the Olympics in Zaquinia. When the rumor spread and the war eventually came, Gregory in love, as Gloria, had his life challenge. He had preferred his love and sportive life, and he had hated the pride in unfriendly warfare. He did not join the army out of any nationalistic feeling, despite it was a pride to dress in military uniform among the youths. Gregory was forced to decide against both lovers' will. That was when Orgapes was attacked by the invaders, and all able-bodied males had to fight for the land. One must take a decision when he finds himself in a critical condition, no matter how right or wrong, nor how sweet or bitter. If it goes bad, there is no blame if one has done what he ought to do. But idle fear is a failure, and indecision is an evidence of cowardice. When all his friends joined the army, he did not want to join, till someone called him a coward. When a man's ego is challenged, he acts beyond his normal choice. Nobody knew Gregory as a coward, but he seemed a real one while Orgapes was under threat. Insult by a drunkard with less courage quickened him into action at last. Gregory made a decision to defend Orgapes, his native land. He must fight to protect his family and Gloria of all. The day Gregory went for military service, Gloria stood weeping, watching him go very far. His neck bell was ringing as he marched away with others. Gregory got the bell as a family heritage from the seventh forefather. Glotus Orgotopus of Orgapes was a legendary wrestler and traveler. He got the bell when robbery was heroism from strangers. Gregory received same from his own dying father. Gloria tried to enter the army. She went well disguised as a male, but she was not hard to be noticed on the line. Her soft features and smooth walk were so feminine, and her dreamy and large romantic eyes also showed. She would have been the first female land soldier, but she was rejected by the recruiting officers. The war has done its worst. That took Gregory away from her. It destroyed her happiness, broken her life, and darkened her world. Visions, imaginations, dreams, and sorrows cannot bring Gregory back. Gloria desires only to be with Gregory wherever he is, in midst of war. She is worried and lives in restlessness that can never be pleased. Gloria, as well as the entire world, has no peace. The war has damaged the world. The war is also a source of game to the children. Little boys stage mock war, rough plays taking heroic names. They form two groups, throwing stones, and some often get wounded. Girls play nursing, cooking, singing, dancing, and other indoor games. Sadowin comes at times to give sad news to fallen soldiers' children. The affected boy or girl would go home weeping to tell family. And the joyful moment turns. So sad. Loud cry would rise in the neighborhood. Women who hear run towards that direction, whiles. Their children at home remain frightened. The owl hooting goes away to some other distant towns just to give another false news, causing ill feelings over nations. Banatus, on other hand, is very busy in battles, eating and gathering whiles. The war continues to rage with increasing killing and destruction. The entire world has been waiting. Eresia was to make her declaration of war, but the air army has suddenly withheld action once again. Zaquinia was winning most of the battles, and Amaland was losing. Today, Amaland gains upper hand, and Eresia has changed decision. Men often forsake the loser to to embrace the winner. Erisha is joining Amaland in the World War.